John again. Oh, God, starting a backache. Right, we're going to go on to the A to Z rock and metal, and I'm going to do my D's, letter D. There's going to be some really cool stuff in this. There's lots of bands and artists start with D that are really great anyway in rock and metal. It's the same with W. W is another one where there's so many bands I listen to that start with W and I love them, you know. It's like you immediately go out, form a band in the 80s and go, right, we're going to name this band such and such. Oh no, we're going to name a band, but we can only name the band because if it starts with a W. So you've got to think of a word, a name of a band starting with W. I think that's what they did back then. A W or a D. So yeah, there we go. That's how you start an 80s metal band. See, no, I'm just prattling around. Right, so let's get on to the D's, and I'm going to start with Mr. Ronnie James Dio himself and the band Dio. Master of the Moon. One I don't care for so much. 2004. This is a German pressing. Sorry, the CD's wonky, but yeah, this is one I don't really listen to so much. I suppose I need to give it more of a listen, but definitely not in my top 5. Next one, which I'm sure most people have got in their collection, especially people on the VC, and it's Holy Diver. And this is the the album's 83 obviously. This is printed in West Germany, this CD, and there's the back. This is one I actually found in a second-hand shop in Southampton. This is my first Holy Diver album I picked up back in probably 2003. So yeah, other than before that I didn't have any Dio, I just had the Black Sabbath stuff. So yeah, great album. I know a lot of people will always say this is their favourite. It is there, it's in my top 2 for sure. Right, an album that is quite expensive to find, and I know that Chris, do 1973, you've just picked this up, and you mentioned to me, is it rare? And I went, yeah, it is quite rare actually. It's like 60 quid rare. Strange Highways. It is quite hard to get. I don't know how I managed to get this one quite a few years ago. It's not one that I listen to. I wasn't really into it. But yeah, that's the reason I think they didn't sell many of it, and people didn't really care for it so much. So that's why it's quite rare, and usually that's the case with anything. And it could be the shittiest album going, right? And because they didn't sell many, you know, they probably that's why it's hard to find them second hand or even new. So yeah, there we go. Dio, Strange Highways. One that I did buy when it came out. Actually, no, this is my first Dio album, not Holy Diver. This is my first one. Yes, it is Magica, and I bought this just to see what it was, all the hype was about. Obviously not for this album, but for Dio. See, I bought this in 2000, I remember now, and it was on Spitfire, and I'd heard the song Fever Dreams on a compilation on a magazine, and thought, yeah, I'll give the rest of the album a listen. My favourite song on here is As Long As It's Not About Love. That's killer. But yeah, Fever Dreams is typical early 2000s stuff that was being shout out then. If you listen to stuff from Alice Cooper, it's a bit like this sort of era. It's like that. That's how it goes on that one, and a lot of the stuff sort of sounded the same back then. I think it's just the production of the stuff. I'm not very good at explaining things because of my ASD, but yeah, it was a lot of things I found at that time just sounded the same. But yeah, Magica. Lock Up the Wolves, next one. Another album that can be on the higher priced range of CDs. I had to buy this one second hand because it was, it is another CD that's quite dear. Not as dear as Strange Highways, but a few years ago it was. 1990 this came out. Another one where I love the song Hey Angel. That's my favourite. I think this is the one where they got, was it a different guitarist? I don't want to take this out because it's quite fragile. What is it again? It's somebody. He was sort of unknown, wasn't he? So Simon Wright's on here. Yeah, Rowan Robertson. He was only 18 years old, and he was bloomin' great guitarist. I don't know what he's up to now, but yeah, really great on this. And yeah, I do love that song, Hey Angel. Absolutely killer, that song. I do have the 12-inch picture disc of it. And then here's my my collector's edition, remastered, reloaded, the new version, or the later CD of Holy Diver, which actually, even though it's the later one, it did come out in 2005, the reissue. Do you know what? Since 2005, I've still not opened it. It's still in its shrink because I've got the original. But I bought this just because it's got the interview with Ronnie James Dio. That was the only reason, and it was going cheap. And not the bird, not cheap. Oh, frick. Dream Evil. And yeah, Dream Evil, love that song. All the Fools Sailed Away. I Could Have Been a Dreamer. Those are great songs on there. It's a good album. 1987. This is printed in West Germany. So yeah. Right, one of my top two, Last in Line. And yes, do love this. We Rock. The Last in Line, probably my favourite song by Dio. Mystery, Evil Eyes. Yeah, great album. And this is my West German issued CD. I found it easier to get these in second-hand shops, but I've had to go away to get these. When I've been away, I've picked them up. They're really hard to get in Guernsey. This is 1984, this album. And then my girlfriend's favourite. She loves this to bits. And yeah, like I said in previous videos, when I met her last year, I was nearly bowled over that she likes Dio. But yeah, she likes Sacred Heart, or Sacred Heart. She is just so into Rock and Roll Children. It's unbelievable. Hungry for Heaven is my favourite Dio song as well. But yeah, she does know the songs better than me on that. So that's my Vertigo. Is that made in the... Oh, it's a German one. And I've left my my Best of Dio in the car. Damn. But when you look at the Best of Dio CD, if you look at the song Sacred Heart, they've actually put it down as Sacred Children. There's a mistake on the back, and me and Michelle we spotted it last year, and I hadn't even spotted it myself. So yeah, that was quite weird. That's on the one with the blue cover. It says the Best of Dio. So yeah, if you've got it, check it out and see if your copy says the same. Mine might say it because it might be a cheap ass German copy, but I don't know. Right, next one. I'm going to leave that till last for now. Dokken, Broken Bones. This is an album from 2012. Do you know what? I've not played this much. It's got the bonus DVD, The Making of Broken Bones, and I've not watched it. And I don't know why I've not watched it. This is a pretty cool digi pack. I can't remember if I really can't remember if I've listened to it just once and thought, no, not into that. But hopefully there's news yesterday or day before, Dokken doing an album of new stuff with the original members. So hopefully it sounds better than this. So that one. Next one, Lightning Strikes again. Quite forgettable for me. This is 2008. This is I think this is an Argentinian CD, because this can be expensive to get, and to be quite honest, I would not go out and buy that for the prices they're selling it at, unless you are very hardcore into Dokken. You'd have to be to want to listen to that anyway. Erase the Slate. This has actually got Red Beach on it on guitar. 2004. This has got a CD, one side CD obviously, and the other side of the CD is actually a DVD, and I've not watched it. I've not watched the DVD at all. And let's see inside. Another album that really doesn't do it for me, to be quite honest. Up from the Ashes, Don Dokken. This is his solo record from 1990. This is a US pressing. Another one that goes for stupid money. A few of you Motorhead fans out there will be pleased to know that Mickey D is on drums on this album. And John Norum, for your Europe fans, he's on this album as well. But yeah, that's other than that, it wasn't bowling me over. I prefer the earlier Dokken stuff, except for this album I do love, and it is Hell to Pay, which is from 2004. I love the songs. Care for You, I Surrender is amazing. Still I'm Sad. Can You See? That's, oh, I love that. The Last Goodbye. Stuff like that. Yeah, I was really into that. I listened to that a lot in 2012, 2013. I played that on in my car loads. But yeah, that would be one. It's completely different to the normal Dokken, but I enjoyed it big time. Long Way From Home, Dokken, 2002. An album I haven't really listened to much, so I'm not going to say much about it. I need to listen to it a bit more to get into it. But yeah, I don't even know who plays on that unless I open it up. From Conception Live 1981. This is a 2007 CD which was released. This is coming out on Rhino in 2007. This is the obviously the very early stuff live. And Shadow Life by Dokken. Again, another album, but this actually has got the original lineup. Produced and engineered and mixed by Kelly Gray. But yeah, George Lynch is on that. I can't remember what the songs are like on this, to be quite honest, so I'm not going to comment. Dokken, One Live Night. Yeah, George Lynch is on here. This is a Japanese one, I think. Yeah, I don't know why I've put the obi, if there is an obi to it. But yeah, there's the songs on the back. And 1995 that came out. Japan Live 95. I think that could be the same one, but just a different cover. I hate it when things come out and they've I've got the same, they've just put a different cover on and kept the same stuff, but actually this has got 14 tracks on, this has only got 12, so I don't know if it is the same concert, but you know, they're both 95. That's electric and that's acoustic, so that's why. And there's the back of that one. Under Lock and Key. This is great. It's got The Hunter, In My Dreams. It's Not Love, which is probably my favourite song of theirs. Will the Sun Rise is another of my favourite songs, which nobody really mentions in the VC. But yeah, I do love that. That's one of my favourites, 1985. And that's the Elektra. This is the US CD. And then we got Breaking the Chains. This is their debut, but this is a US copy on Elektra, but I prefer Under Lock and Key, to be quite honest. There's the back. Dysfunctional, another expensive CD to find from 1995. This has got George Lynch on drums. George Lynch on drums. George Lynch on guitar, and yeah. Oh, what's the name of the drummer again? I forgot. He's the original, but yeah, and Thingy-majiggy on bass. Thingy-majiggy. But yeah, there you go. Dysfunctional. And yeah, that's not one that I really listen to at all. Oh, I'm going to leave the video there. There's going to be more Ds. There's lots of Ds, but you're just going to have to be... Oh, no, one more. And for some reason, I have got all of these, but it's fallen out somewhere. I saw it before and I can't find it now. And it is Docken's, the album series. This has got Beach. I might give it while on my head. Beast from the East, Back for the Attack, Under Lock and Key, Tooth and Nail, and Breaking the Chains. Not as well made. These are so cheap to get sometimes, up to 15 quid half the time. They're not the best quality sounding, but if you're just getting into bands like this, it's worth getting, save you some money. But yeah, my CD, they come in these cheap ass sleeves, but I bought that to get into some of the earlier stuff, and yeah, and then when I found the original CDs, I pick them up, so, and pay the extra. So there we go. It will be around here somewhere, the other one that's missing out of there. So keep rocking, keep watching, and cheers. See you later.